Alright, Dynamite Delight, the aftermath. I'm not going to be very heavy in describing this show. I'm going to go through the matches quickly and just talk about what happened in the back because that's what they focused on. We got 5 matches, and the real focus was about the building in the back. First match, the Ops versus Jobbers. I'm not even going to say what the names were. It was a quick match. Sabata put someone to sleep. Simple as that. The second match, which was a confusing match, because we had Powerhouse Hobbs and who was it again? It was Powerhouse Hobbs and Hologram. I understood that. But why did Brian Cage face him with someone else? I didn't recognize his name. What was his name? Savarito? I can't even remember what the luchador's name is. But why? Why was he in that match if it was not the Murder Hawk with him? It made no sense. Now, possibly it's because he had a match with somebody, but that still didn't make any sense because of what was being done on the kickoff show with Brian Cage and the Murder Hawk Monster. I didn't get it. I'm like, what did we get? We got Powerhouse Hobbs winning over the guy who wasn't involved in the feud and the fight and lost. And I'm like, you bring out Davis now. You bring out the Murder Hawk Monster, but you're not willing to use Davis or the Monster. You bring out a luchador that was not even involved in it. I understood Hologram. But this guy, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. It made no sense. Maybe it's due to the fact that my allergies are bothering me right now, and I just took my medicine, and I'm feeling drowsy. Maybe that's confusing me, because I don't get it. Next, the first Dynasty Eliminator match, Dynasty Eliminator tournament match. We have the Beast Mortos, which I thought might have made more sense, and the second match, but we get him here because he's in the tournament. And then we finally get the Speedball Mike Bailey showing up. Fine. We knew he was going to be showing up soon. They showed a vignette of him. There he is. And he did a good job. But now, and I got to make this very clear, and I made this clear to everyone who's ever heard me on this channel. Hiya. I want to make this clear. And if anybody says, dude, you know Speedball from TNA, from Impact Wrestling, what do you got to worry about when it comes to character? He's in a new fucking company. It makes no difference what story that he had developed or character he developed in TNA Impact Wrestling. Makes no difference. They're not using the same music. That music, I don't like it. Maybe it needs to grow on me, but I don't like his theme song. It sucks to me. But like I said, this is not about what content he made either on the indies or in Impact Wrestling, where he'd been working for at least 3 to 4 years, I believe. 3 years easily. This is about what Tony Khan and his creative team, if he lets them create, will make me believe in him in this company. You must build him. He cannot just go by what he did in Impact Wrestling, because particularly, guess what? They didn't mention Impact Wrestling. They won't mention Impact Wrestling or TNA because they're working with WWE. In fact, when they weren't working with WWE, they refused to mention Impact Wrestling anyway. So, there's no story there. There is no history there. They're not mentioning nothing. You must be convinced that Speedball is worth it, like what happened with Ricochet, which I'll talk about in a minute. But Speedball did a great match. Of course, people knew who he was, but it's now Tony's responsibility to build him and take whatever could have been built, which we know he had been built, from Impact Wrestling particularly, and make something new. Next match, open challenge for Caster, which was a joke. He got himself annihilated by Kateska, who was not happy already about Kenny, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's make it very clear. He is on a losing streak. That's all he's doing. There's no Bowen. There's no Daddy Ass. Daddy Ass, I believe, is still working in the back. And Bowen, I believe he is gone. I don't remember. Either he's in the back or he's gone, or he's hurt. I don't know. Just Cash is by himself, and he's doing the losing streak, kind of like what happened with Brian Myers and when he was Kurt Hawkins in WWE. Losing, 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 losing until maybe they'll give him a win. Maybe. Next match. Willow Nightingale versus a Penelope Forbes, where she's not the focus. Where she means absolutely that. A big goose egg. She means nothing. This is about Megan Bayne wiping everyone out to give herself a name. I'm going to tell you this. Does Megan Bayne look dangerous? Yes. Does Megan Bayne look like she can actually do the job very well? Yes. Does she have, and understand, this is her, what she's presented. Is she wearing a top that literally makes part of her tits spill out? Like a big chunk, part of her breast is literally sagging out. That is done purposely. She wants to use her physical strength, but she also wants to show femininity and show that she's a sexy woman on top of it. That's the reason why she's wearing a bra, a top that literally makes her tits spill out. On purpose. She looks great, but how many people have to be buried to make this mean something? We got Chris Statlander, who's dealt with Megan Bayne and lost. Yes, she's got a story with Willow trying to rebuild the friendship between them, but it doesn't really mean anything until we see something more substantial. Megan Bayne's the only one that matters right now, particularly what happened with Toni Storm. I'll also get to her in a minute if I don't forget. Final match. And it was Willow who won, just in case you think I didn't know. Yes, I know Willow won. It didn't matter about Penelope, and I still wish Penelope would leave AEW if her contract is nearly up. I don't want her to resign. Final match. Orange Cassidy versus El Generico. I believe that's his name. The guy with the 1,000 holds. Innovative holds. He's a good wrestler, but what is the point? He's just being used to put other people over. I've seen him lose multiple times. He's not credible. I'm going to say this right now. If anybody loves him, fine. I'm glad you love him. I don't, because he doesn't feel credible. He's from CMLL, and they're doing nothing with him. Nothing. He just comes in, does a match, gets his ass handed to him. He's useless. You need a jobber sometimes that can win. You can't just have the same jobber who's supposed to be the best, hand down, gritty, chain wrestler and can do innovative stuff and is getting his ass handed to him almost every single time. I think he's only won one match ever since he's been shown in AEW. Just one. Every other match he's lost. And it means nothing. So Orange going through this, it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't. Now many people say that's fine. Yes, it does. It's fine. Unless you're going to try and make someone important get somewhere. And if you stick him with that person, with the track record he has where he has maybe one win in AEW, and the majority of the time he's won nothing, it feels a big waste. Now, I am not going to cover absolutely everything here. Oh, allergies are really bothering me. I am going to cover the things I felt that was important. Kenny Omega's opening was fine. Him coming out International Championship, fine. And now he's going to be watching he says he's going to be watching it in interest. What is he talking about? That tournament is for him. The International Eliminator Tournament is for the International Championship. He says, well, I'm going to have great interest watching. Now that I've become a champion, I want to show him a real fighting champion, and I got a great interest in this. It made it sound like the tournament is not connected to him when it is. Maybe it's due to the fact I didn't hear it correctly. Maybe it's due to the fact that my allergies are messing with me because I'm trying not to itch. Took my medicine, so just in case you wondered. But it felt like he didn't think the tournament was more important or it was important at all. Maybe I'm missing something. You guys can tell me below. The next thing I'm going to talk about was the development of Nick Wayne because the patriarchy lost. Christian lost and is still saying that I am the undisputed never champion of the TNA. Well, oh, not TNA, TNT. I'm glad they did the segment. I'm glad he said, I'm not going to give up trying to get this title. I am still the uncrowned champion. And Nick said, you didn't follow the plan. You would be champion if you followed the plan. And you're not following the plan, so you need to apologize to us. You need to apologize. And he gets up in Nick's face, shoves him, and his mom's going like, hey, and she said, and hearing that she can go back to the diner she was from was not too surprising. He was going to do it. But now we are getting Nick Wayne developed. Do I believe it's going to work? I don't know. He's been in the same position for quite a while. We have not seen Luchasaurus for quite a while. I don't know if he's still working for the company or he's hurt. I don't know. He's in the back, or he's hurt, or he has no contract and he's gone. I don't know. You can tell me below, but I don't know. But this is the first true development that he's had since he's been a part of the patriarchy. And it's going to be interesting where they're going to go with this. Chris Jericho holding Gravity's mask. I'm going to tell you this. Did he talk well? Yes. But I'm going to say this again. Chris needs a break. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if his promo was bad or good. It was a decently good promo. He needs a break. He's been on the go for more than 2 years with almost no break other than Christmas? He needs months off. Months away from the product to give people time to decompress from him and give him some time to refresh himself to come up with a better gimmick than he has. As it stands right now, his gimmick sucks. Being the ROH champion sucks. I don't care about him. Why is he on Dynamite TV? If he's the fucking ROH champion, then do it on ROH. I don't care about ROH championship. I don't care about the ROH championship. I don't care about the TV title. The only person I truly care about is Athena, but I don't even watch ROH. So then that pisses me off that they made me not care about Athena. I'm telling you right now, they have made it so I can't care about Athena. I can't. And I love Athena. She's done a great job as the champion, but what does this give us? Nothing. So seeing this, I didn't care. Now, one thing I did care about was Toni Storm's segment, which was done very well. And that's when Megan Bayne came out and attacked her, who is now her next opponent. Now, do I feel the same way with Mercedes Moné dealing with Billy Starks? No. She needs someone with name and credibility, and I say it again. Why isn't Saraya having a program with Moné? Why? There's real story behind it. She was the last person, I say it again, the last person she wrestled when she was in WWE before she got injured and couldn't wrestle again. Of course, there was no bias there. She just did her job, and in the end, she got hurt, and that was Saraya. They get an automatic story there. Either they don't want to do it, and that's Tony, or two of them, or one of them does want to do it. And it's a big-ass waste. It's stupid. But I don't make those decisions. What did I feel? And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. What did I feel about the show entirely? It was alright, and it's building to the next pay-per-view. But knowing that Moxley is not the important person there. I'm sorry, he's not. And yes, you did see Swerve talk to Cope and said, if I win in my rematch, you'll face me. If you win, I'll eventually face you. It was nice to see. This still doesn't take away that the storyline with Moxley doesn't work. I'm not against Moxley. This is not Moxley's fault. Whether he's booking part of it, it makes no difference. This was Tony's fault. This was terrible booking. And in my perspective, this should have never happened. The aftermath of Revolution shows here. They're doing soon 2 tournaments. They're going to do a tournament for Owen Hart, which will be a couple of weeks or a couple of months from now, because they're going to be doing that at All In. And now they got this tournament that's going to be going into Dynasty. You got 2 tournaments going on. And it doesn't feel like they're going to have total focus in both tournaments. And I know I can talk about Ricochet, but I'm not going to talk about Ricochet. There's no point in talking about Ricochet because we do not know how far they're going to go with him. He'll be in the tournament. He'll go up against Swerve, possibly. He's going to possibly go up against Cope. He's going to go up against somebody, but it still feels lacking because of Moxley. Remember, whoever's at the top motivates every story under him or her. And with Moxley, there's no motivation. Having 2 tournaments feel empty. But this is just me. Peace.